It's no secret at this point that Evan Mobley has won the Defensive Player of the Year award, and a lot of people are talking about it. But one thing more casual NBA fans have not really brought up, or even some of the more hardcore ones, is what this is going to mean for the Cleveland Cavaliers moving forward, as well as Evan Mobley's future with the team. I'm your host, Joey Mercer. This is another episode of Joe Mercer Sports Podcast. And before we get into it there today, I just want to make sure that everyone knows, if you are watching this content, to go down below, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and every single time we upload, you can be notified so you can stay up to date with everything you need to know on the NBA and all of our takes here around it. So without further ado, let's get the topic at hand today, being an article from NBC Sports saying Evan Mobley earns pay bump with DPOY award, but that could cost Cavaliers a rotation player. So yeah, I mean, if you make all NBA teams, all-star teams, if you win awards, you're eligible for a pay increase, and what player would not want that? Well, now with Evan Mobley winning DPOY, he is eligible for that, and that most certainly could cost the Cavaliers a rotation player, unless they want to dive deep into the luxury tax, which I really can't see the owners wanting to do. Evan Mobley deserved to win Defensive Player of the Year. It was, not a great season for it. Wemby would have won it had he stayed healthy, but deserving enough for Evan Mobley. The timing could not have been better for his paycheck. Mobley signed a max extension to his rookie contract last summer, which kicks in next season. Now, with the DPOY trophy in his hands, he's eligible for Rose Rule money. He was set to make 25% of the salary cap, 5 years, an estimated $224 million, starting at $38.7 million next season, and now that could jump to 30% of the cap, an estimated $45 million. More over the course of the contract, which is 5 years, $269 million, and it would start at about $46.4 million next season. And that right there is a little under $6 million. So that one right there is going to be more than enough money. A little under $8 million, which is going to be enough to cost them a rotation player more than likely. The Cavaliers will gladly pay their star. However, this salary bump takes the team already above the second luxury tax apron to about $17 million over the second apron, and that's without adding any other players. That ultimately means the Cavs will likely lose a rotation player to keep costs down, and that's ESPN's Brian Windhorst who discussed it on the Hoop Collective podcast, and that was for Real GM. There's people in their organization who have said to me, we're so excited that we gave Evan this contract, and he's going to be an all-NBA player and a Defensive Player of the Year, but this bonus could cost us a player, and I mean, that's business. You need to realize that when you're signing such a high-caliber player such as Evan Mobley, in which you drafted, so you want to keep him around, obviously, then you're going to have to make some sacrifices. The Cavaliers have one rotation player entering free agency in Ty Jerome, who finished third in Sixth Man of the Year voting. He is earning $2.6 million this season as an unrestricted free agent who is likely to receive around full mid-level exception money, $14 million a season. If the Cavs want to keep him, they need to find a trade that essentially dumps the salary of someone like Max Strus or Isaac Okoro, or they can find a trade for DeAndre Hunter, who they recently got the trade deadline. One way or another, it probably costs the Cavs a rotation player. This is not a case of an owner not wanting to spend. It's the reality of the latest collective bargaining agreement, where the second apron of $17.5 million above the luxury tax line serves as a virtual hard cap due to the team-building restrictions that come with it. The new CBA is not great. Make sure to go check that out if you really haven't and try to understand a little bit more. It is confusing, to say the least, but once you get the hang of it, you'll really understand what you're looking at, and it's not great, to say the least. I mean, if teams are really diving deep into the owner's pockets, essentially they're going to run out of money because of that luxury tax, and that's not what a position that a team wants to be in, So then we can see that no team is willing to stay above it for long, because why would they? And the Cavaliers are no exception. They locked into their core for a couple of seasons and are already over the projected second apron line for the 2026-27 season. When you have a deep team of stars, the kind of players who can be named All-NBA and win awards like Defensive Player of the Year, it's much harder to keep a quality roster of role players around them. It's the new reality of the NBA. So it's harder to see very deep teams unless it's something that you were able to build yourself. They're still young. They happen to be on worse deals because they declined and then started to pick up in a better situation for themselves. It's really a different NBA right now because of this collective bargaining agreement, and not necessarily one that I enjoy as much as before. However, it is kind of stopping super teams, but also not. It just means that they're having a very top-heavy organization with nobody to support them elsewhere. This has been your host, Joey Mercer. I hope you enjoyed the content there today that we talked about this. Let me know what you think about the collective bargaining agreement down below in the comments section. And let me know what you think about Evan Mobley winning DPOY if you'd like, and how this could affect the Cavaliers' future. But this is all I have to say. As I said, make sure to like the video if you made it this far. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for notifications. We'll see you all in the next video.